This presentation is largely about how art and creative processes allow you to take an existing culture or cultural product, add your own experience, and reinterpret or recontextualize it into something new, something that has a new life of its own, and new wings on which to travel and reach other people. That's what's so amazing about art, is the ability for it to reach people in new ways, in new places, where these ideas would have never gone before. There's two kind of major cultures that have stuck with me through my life for the past 10 years or so, that have really defined a lot of the work that I've done. The first culture out of those two is China, Chinese culture. The second culture is hip-hop. Hip-hop is another major culture that I had to bridge the gap between myself and it to even access in the first place. So I think that these two cultures that I've been involved with for a while, it makes an interesting way to discuss this idea of bridging gap.
Pull up at the temple just like this. Had to come through with the Shaolin fist. And you know it's the flow like liquid. Coming through the temple cause I really had to kick it on. Forest of the pagodas. Weather so hot, I've been sipping on a soda. Yeah, cause I really gotta train. It's the Shaolin freestyle straight up off the brain, yeah.
This video, in a way, in its own weird, funky way, kind of sums up a bit of a point that I'm trying to dig at throughout this presentation, which is that idea of taking something that exists and then recontextualizing it, mashing it up, adding what is uniquely your own, adding something totally different from your own experience, and coming up with something new. What I'm doing here is taking that big experience of being at the Shaolin Temple, training there, and packing it down into something smaller that I know from my own experience as an American, that American readers will be able to understand. That's a tricky question. Anybody at all? Anybody at all? What's the difference between culture and identity? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
So I think that identity is something personal, and culture is a shared identity by more than one person.
Everybody give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. That's amazing. And you know what? You know the reason that that's so amazing is because that's exactly what I was going to say. So, culture is in a position to shape the identity of an individual, but not the other way around. That being said, what you can do is you can use your own identity and take the things that you have as an individual, put them into the bigger picture of your own cultural reinterpretation. You know, a couple songs like that I think really kind of explain that message for me of like, I'll take something that's just making something new. Beijing Train G14. Well, that's a song that I made on the train for Beijing. Train G14 to be precise. And, you know, I made the whole song on the train. The entire music video is shot on the train. And if you listen to the samples, there's like dialogue from a Chinese movie where they're talking about trains. Posting this song, and later getting somebody wrote it up on a music blog and reposted it, and they said, "Wow, I never would have thought that this is what the train ride from a Chinese train looks like," and referring to the music video and the visuals. And I said, "That's amazing," because somebody like some music writer took the time to write this down and think about this, and specifically that idea that they would never have known what China looked like physically like that unless they'd come into contact with this art. And they would never have come into contact with this art if I hadn't made it. That made me feel good. In conclusion, culture cannot be bottled. You can't hand someone culture on a silver platter. I can't say, "Hey everybody, you know, I'm from Chengdu. You know, here's my Chengdu culture." It doesn't work like that. You need to meet in the middle. You need to meet in the middle. And what I mean by that is that you can harness the energy or essence of a culture and present it in such a way that you are moving closer to the center point between two people. The way culture works is it builds in an individual over time. Your exposure to a culture changes who you are, it changes how you turn out. Think about, you know, somebody who grows up day after day in China, sitting and eating a dinner at a round table with their family or with their grandparents, and think about the subtle things that you learn or experience over that time. And then think about how somebody in the United States or something has a totally different experience. They're sitting at a different table, and they're learning different things. They're not thinking about, you know, oh, we pass the food like this, we talk to grandmother like this, we do this way. It changes how you turn out as an individual. But by opening your eyes, by widening your experiences, and by keeping an open mind, you can put yourself in a position to learn more from other cultures, to experience other cultures more deeply. And all that does is it puts you in a really good position to be that cultural bridge between others and the culture that you're trying to achieve. So that's my presentation, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm watching Bruce Lee being like,